I'm sitting in the principal's office, and he's just slapped my altered transcript on the desk. My GPA's been slashed from a 4.0 to a 3.2. I demand, "What have you done?" My voice is shaking with anger, and I can feel my face burning with indignation. The fluorescent lights above us seem to hum in sync with my racing heart. Mr. Rodriguez leans back in his worn leather chair, steepling his fingers together as he explains that my exceptional grades are creating an uneven playing field. His words are laced with a condescending tone that makes my anger simmer even more. "To promote a more equitable environment, we've made some adjustments to your transcript," he says, his eyes gazing at me over the rim of his reading glasses. I protest, "You can't just change my grades. I earned those A's fair and square." My hands are clenched into fists, and I'm trying to keep my voice steady, but it's no use. Mr. Rodriguez waves his hand dismissively, saying administrative discretion allows them to make these changes. "It's for the greater good," he adds, which only infuriates me more. I think of all the late nights spent poring over textbooks, early mornings spent studying for exams, countless hours I've spent working on projects, all the sacrifices I've made, the dreams I've nurtured. I think of the college applications I've submitted, the hopes I've pinned on getting into MIT. I ask, what about my college prospects? MIT's already sent me a likely letter based on my current GPA. What's going to happen to those opportunities now? The principal shrugs, unyielding, his expression a mask of indifference. "You'll still get into good schools, just not the most elite ones. You'll learn to adapt." I feel a surge of frustration. Doesn't he understand the hours, the sweat, the tears I've invested in my education? Doesn't he care that his decision could ruin my future? I ask to call my parents, hoping they can intervene, hoping they can make him see sense. Mr. Rodriguez agrees, but only if he can monitor the conversation. I dial my mom's number, my heart racing as I wait for her to pick up. As I explain the situation, I can feel her fury building on the other end of the line. "Put him on the phone right now," she demands, her voice low and even, but with an undercurrent of anger. Mr. Rodriguez takes the phone, his smile faltering as my mom lays into him. His eyes dart back and forth, and he shifts uncomfortably in his seat. He hastily ends the call saying, "Your mother is upset, but the decision stands." I know I have to think fast, come up with a plan to salvage my academic future. I ask to see my original transcript, but Mr. Rodriguez just shakes his head. "Those don't exist anymore," he says, his eyes glinting with a challenge, as if daring me to dispute him. Just then my dad bursts into the office, his face red with anger, his eyes blazing with a fierce intensity. "Show me exactly what you're doing to my son's grades," he thunders, his voice like a clap of thunder on a summer day. Mr. Rodriguez hesitates, his eyes darting back and forth, as he searches for an escape route. My dad's fury is unmistakable, a force of nature that can't be ignored. The principal reluctantly opens my file again, and my dad leans over the desk, his eyes scanning the page with a fierce scrutiny. "These grades are different from what we saw at parent conferences last month," he growls, his voice low and menacing. "What kind of equity purposes involve changing a student's earned grades?" The principal's defenses crumble under my dad's onslaught. "Look, he's still going to graduate," he protests, weak and defensive, his voice barely above a whisper. My dad's voice rises to a crescendo, filling the room with his anger. "You can't just alter a student's transcript to suit your own misguided notions of equity. That's not fairness. That's a travesty." The principal's face turns white, and in the end, he backs down, agreeing to reinstate my original grades and transcript. As we leave the office, my dad's arm around my shoulders, I feel a sense of relief wash over me like a cool breeze on a hot summer day. I realize that sometimes, it takes courage and determination to stand up for what's right, even in the face of authority. I know that no matter what challenges lay ahead, I'll always fight for my dreams, for my future. This experience has been brutal, but it's also taught me a valuable lesson, that equity and fairness are not about bringing everyone down to the same level, but about giving each person the opportunity to rise to their full potential. As we walk out of the office into the bright sunlight, I feel a sense of hope and renewal.